Well, hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about WWE 2K25. Last night during Monday Night Raw, they revealed the cover star Roman Reigns, which they've been teasing for a while, so it's not a surprise. But we did get this first trailer, which I cannot hit play or else this video is going to get a copyright strike because WWE are very much on top of it. But I highly recommend you guys go check out the trailer. And we got some more details today. So the game's coming out March 14th. So about 2 months away, actually less than 2 months away, which is very exciting. It feels like it's very late for the reveal. I don't remember how they revealed last year's game, if it was that late or not, but let's get right into it. So we have, like I said, the trailer over here. As you scroll down, these are your 3 editions of the game. So we got the standard edition right here. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, the standard edition on the right, which is the cover that we saw with Paul Heyman in the corner being hilarious. Then we got the Dead Man edition, which is the one with Undertaker on the cover. And then we got the Bloodline edition, which is the top of the top with everybody on it, which is fantastic. If you ask me, I really like the Bloodline edition cover. I think that's the coolest one. I'm honestly fairly disappointed that the Undertaker is our the Dead Man edition, just because he's been in every game and he's been a special edition multiple times. So I've been buying these games more or less every single year. I've skipped a couple here and there. And it's kind of annoying to see that Undertaker again is the special edition. I know this is Roman Reigns' second time as well on the cover, but that's not the same. He was the cover on the game that nobody talks about, which is 2K20, which was one of the worst ones ever, completely broken. So it's good for him to maybe get to be the cover on one of the good games. So what's new this year? Let's kind of scroll here. Cover Superstars. Let's get into the features. So they actually added this. So I only looked at this very, very quick, but these are the new features for WWE 2K25 for this year. The Island. For the first time in franchise history, step outside the ropes and onto the island for PS5 and Xbox Series X. So a real quick thing here, PS4 and the old Xbox do not have this feature, and I feel like it's not clear if PC will have it or not as well, because they said next gen. PC normally can run it, but I'm curious to know if this is like actually a PS5 and Xbox exclusive, or if PC will also have it. But for now, they haven't mentioned PC, so it looks like it's just PS5 and Series X. In this immersive WWE-themed world, complete quests, take on challenges, compete in live events, and upgrade and customize your superstar through multiple storyline chapters. Fight to join the original tribal chief, Roman Reigns, at the head of the table. So I read a quick article about this. This is apparently very similar to a city in the NBA game. So I've never played any of the basketball games, but if someone has, let me know in the comments. Which, by the way, if you're new, subscribe, because we do these news videos whenever I can about any of the cool stuff that interests me. I basically just talk about any gaming stuff that I want to. But I'm a huge fan of wrestling, so here we are. So it's like a little open world on an island, and the goal is basically to complete enough stuff for Roman Reigns to get you a WWE contract. That's the goal of this island. I don't know how to feel about this because they haven't shown anything, and the game is less than 2 months away. That could either be we're trying to keep it a surprise and we'll reveal it soon, or it's not finished, it's not great, but we need to add it in the game, so we're just gonna write an article. So this could be either really good or really bad. The NBA side of people, like the people who play the NBA games, are saying that the My City is one of the worst game modes ever. So I'm not getting my hopes up too high, but you never know. Maybe it's more fun as a wrestler on an island than playing a basketball player on like a park theme thing. Next up is the Bloodlines Dynasty. So this is the new showcase. So last year was the WrestleMania showcase. This year, it's all about the Bloodline. So every member of like the Fatu family or the Anoa'i family, I think I said that right. All new showcase hosted by the wise man Paul Heyman, celebrates one of the most iconic wrestling family dynasties. Jesus. The Bloodline, featuring Roman Reigns, The Rock, Yokozuna, Jacob Fatu, and more. Relive historic showdowns or flip the script and change the outcome of select matchups. Okay, that's cool. Plus, experience dream matches between members of the Bloodline and WWE Superstars and Legends. So, I talked about how last year I really liked the showcase because it was themed around WrestleMania. I like this one because this is something we haven't seen in a while. So being able to play as the Bloodline is very different. It's not like just Stone Cold or just John Cena or just Rey Mysterio, those last couple showcases, which were really fun, but you do end up playing the same wrestler for the whole campaign or the showcase, I guess. This is going to be fun that we're, again, like the WrestleMania one from last year, where we're going to get to play as a lot of different wrestlers. So at least that's a pro. I think that that's a big thing that they need to keep going, which is if you're going to have a showcase, don't let us focus on one wrestler and just play as that one. Mix it up and have it be themed like this. So that's exciting. Then we got the expanded gameplay. Intergender Wrestling makes its long-awaited debut in the 2K franchise, so we can have men versus women wrestling now. Very curious to see how limited or unlimited that is, because if it's just like, oh, it's 1v1s and tag teams, or can we do like a 30 people Royal Rumble, like 15 men and 15 women, that'd be incredible too. Pit WWE or player created superstars from the men and women's division against each other to set up countless matchups across all game modes. Okay, so fingers crossed that they're not lying about that. Additional features include the return of chain wrestling, underground, and bloodline rules match, which I do have an article that we'll read about what these are all about, and barricade diving, which, cool. Is that really a big deal? I guess we'll find out soon. My GM goes worldwide. So GM mode, if you guys don't know, came back a couple years ago. They keep revamping it. This time around, you can play online. So challenge friends worldwide in the enhanced My GM for WWE 2K. Now with the online multiplayer for up to 4 players. This better work. Like, the online for WWE is not considered good in any way. So this one doesn't have any gameplay. It's all just like it's menus, right? So if this crashes, I'm going to be so disappointed. Draft WWE Superstars and Legends to your weekly show roster and lead your brand multiple weeks, seasons with a bigger selection of GMs, cross-brand PLEs, that's exciting, and more. So again, this could be really fun if they nail the online. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, GM mode is a really fun mode that I tried a little bit and I had fun, but I'm excited to actually get into it. Universe is my favorite way to play the game, so I'm kind of disappointed, and I'll tell you guys why. WWE 2K Sandbox mode receives new upgrades to give players even greater control over their universe experience, including the long-awaited return of promos. The new system includes multiple promo types and outcomes with new cutscenes and branching choices. That's it. That's all we get is a return of promos. Now, if you guys don't know, promos, there was a reason they got rid of them. They were pretty awful. These are not the WWE writers. These are video game writers trying to tell the most awkward and cringe promos. That they were so bad. I was never a fan of them. Yes, it is cool to have in the universe mode. You guys can't really see it over here with the Becky Lynch example, but it's really lame. It's very much like here. Let me see if I can try and zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I don't think you guys will be able to read it, but it just says, I'm gonna win my next match, or I'll pull off a win with a challenge are your 2 options. So it's not like these promos are going to be like incredible or anything like that. I love universe mode. I was really, really hoping that they were going to not necessarily do a full revamp, but give us more. Give us like triple threat rivalries, fatal 4-way rivalries, just more of everything. But it looks like it's just so far, they're really focusing on the promos, and that's not like the coolest thing ever. So fingers crossed there's actually more options to Universe, because that's, like I said, my favorite way. A unified My Rise mode. So My Rise, like that little campaign mode. Last year they had 2 where you could play as one side as a created men's wrestler and a created women's wrestler, and they had 2. This time they mixed it back into just 1. So again, not the most exciting news to be like, hey, you had 2 campaigns last year. Guess what? You only get 1 this year. Take control of your custom superstar from the women's or men's division in a singular multi-gender My Rise storyline where Bayley, Kevin Owens, and other superstars infiltrate NXT in an attempt to take control of the entire WWE universe, featuring new brawl environments, unlockable arenas, characters, and more, plus new ally storylines involving Jey Uso, Bianca Belair, Seth Rollins, and other WWE superstars. So again, we'll have to wait and see if it's a good one or not. Maybe statistically they've shown that having 2 campaigns, everyone only played one or the other, never played both. So maybe that's why they decided to do this. I don't know. It feels like we worked really hard last year. Let's take a break this year is kind of the first reaction I got. A roster for the ages, 300 playable superstars. They obviously have like 15 Roman Reigns and 10 different Undertakers and all of that to really bolster the 300 there. But hey, again, you can never complain about the roster, especially with the created mode. Like you can make anything you want. So this is a big plus every single year, and they just keep doing a good job with that. Excited to see who's going to be the DLC characters. Like Penta just joined WWE. No way he's in this game. That he came in way too late. So hopefully he can make it in the DLC and stuff like that. Next up are the arenas. Travel up the card while you travel the world. WWE 2K25 gives you access to many popular rings from your favorite events. Again, same idea. The arenas and the roster. This is the same they have every single year. So these are all the main new features. So far, I kind of feel like it's, I bought WWE 2K24. I did skip 22 and 23, and I was in love with 24. It was in my top 10 games of last year. I had a blast playing it, but I also feel like the reason for that is I skipped out on 2 years. So going from 2K20, which was one of the worst ones ever, all the way to 24 was a incredible jump for me, and I really, really liked it. Seeing this, I'm not too sure yet. I feel like they're hiding a lot of things, or they're trying not to reveal a lot, and that could be pretty negative. It's always just going to be a small iterative upgrade. So obviously, if you're a 2K24 player, maybe you can skip this one unless you're really interested in this island. But again, take away the pot, like, not a lot of people like the city stuff from NBA. Not a lot of crazy things here, like jumping off the barricade. Okay, two match modes, new match types, Underground and Bloodline Rules, which we'll talk about. Chain wrestling got removed because a lot of people thought it was pretty lame. If they brought it back the exact same, it's still pretty lame. But if they bring it back and actually modify it, that could be really good. My GM going online is only good if the online works. So there's a lot of, this will be good if, for a lot of these things, right? Like Universe will be good if they actually improved more than just promos. My Rise could be good, but there's only one instead of two. GM Online will be good if it works. So I don't know. I'm not super pumped about this year, but hey, we'll see. Now I do have one more article we can go through here. This is from godisageek.com. 13 details you need to know. And I want to go through it real quick because there is one part in this that actually did get me really excited. So the first thing is the island is bringing wrestling to video games. So a former writer on WWE SmackDown is the main writer of the new game mode. Okay, that's cool. While we didn't get a ton of details about what the story is about, she did say it's not like anything you've seen in My Rise. While My Rise is still a part of WWE 2K25, the story of the island is more like bringing wrestling to video games. We'll let you dive into what that means, but she did say it was the reverse of My Rise that has also focused on bringing video games to wrestling. Okay, so not much there. The soundtrack is getting some deeper cuts this year. We'll have to wait and see what that means. It's just some music. Underground match type involved a lot of reworked mechanics. So WWE 2K25 features some new match types that changes the way the in-ring action plays out. For example, the Underground match sees the ring without ring posts and ropes. The idea of a ring without ropes has completely upended how combat works in the game. And that's something you're going to feel immediately when you go into the match. The interactions at the edge of the ring are completely reworked, and this is something that helps both underground matches and fighting outside the arena in brawl arenas. The crowds will also react differently during these matches as well, with fans banging on the mat, bringing the carnage to the arena. So not much there. The Bloodline Rules match, so that does sound pretty cool. So I don't know if this is the article here. Yes. We've all seen the Bloodline Rules matches in WWE 2K25, famously closing out last year's WrestleMania. But how does it work in the confines of the new game? While it does indeed feature no DQ, etc., there's a mechanic that allows each superstar a total of 3 run-ins during the match, which takes the form of the payback ability. So if you know what the payback ability, you understand this one. Once you reach the right number of gauges to use a run-in, someone can be called out to help. So basically the match that starts as a one-on-one, and then during the one-on-one, you can have 3 run-ins, so 3 allies. So you'll hit the button and someone will come out. So it starts as a one-on-one, but the match can end like a 4-on-4. So this is a mix of like war games, street fight matches, and singles matches. So I think this could be an extremely fun match. I'm really, really excited for Bloodline Rules. The idea that they mix all of this feels it's going to be very chaotic and a lot of fun. Exclusive titles for Intergender Wrestling. So they're going to be like men and women tag title, which is pretty cool too. Barricade Divings have their own allocated movesets. Cool. My GM getting cross-brand PLEs and trading. Awesome. 2K Showcase is getting rid of the slingshot technology and bringing back full cutscenes. So this could be pro or con depending on who you are. I think this is a big plus in my opinion. The slingshot technology, if you guys don't know, is basically when you have the in-game cutscene and it transitions to the real cutscene, like the actual match, and back to gameplay, back to real, back to gameplay, back to real. It felt a little off. Now they have it all be in-game with the in-game engine. I think that's better. It makes you feel like you're actually playing the video game instead of just watching, especially now you can just watch it all on Netflix, so you don't really need the slingshot technology there. There will be 3 outcomes for matches in 2K Showcase. Oh, that's cool. what should be getting on the 2K Showcase. He said there would be 3-prong approach. You can finish each match how it finished in real life, try to change these matches by getting the other person or team to win, and play out dream matches featuring superstars from the extended Anoa'i family. That's how you say it. We don't know the full roster yet, but I am praying for Haku to come back in W2K. Damn, I should have asked. Many matches will include intergender options, so that's awesome. Backstage brawls can now have 8 players. Awesome. That's great. And then this is the one, okay, let me come back to this one. The last one here, it says, the new giant archetype adds a brand new way to play. Where previously there were only 4 archetypes in wrestling, the new giant one brings new ways to play both as and face. They have an additional health bar, but they can't do any high-flying spots, and combos are going to be limited due to more stamina being needed to initiate them. That's awesome. So there's a new, like, archetype for the wrestlers, and it's the giant, which is going to be very cool to add to the game. This is the one I want to talk about because this feels like it could be a huge hit if it works, but they haven't shown it yet like everything else. The third-person camera. Initially added to follow superstars out as they make their entrances this year, 2K has embodied the third-person camera and taken it into every match imaginable, including Backstage Brawl and Hell in a Cell. When you're climbing the top rope, when you're running on ringside, and when you're climbing up to the top of the Hell in a Cell, being able to follow the character all the way up there and really feel like you're embodying them rather than the standard kind of broadcast view or the classic grand camera broadcast view that we've had previously before. He continued to talk about how this works with control changes. So obviously with the camera being the way it is, the controls have to change because you can use the right stick to move around the camera, but you also have to use the right stick for some of the abilities, so they mix it up. So that sounds like if you're playing solo, so for those of you guys who are wondering what's the third person view, it's kind of like, think like God of War, Resident Evil, any of the third person action games, which the camera's like right, like if this is your character, the camera's like right over the shoulder. I'm guessing it's more like that, like behind the shoulder, not like actually super far. But you'll be able to move the stick around. Like it's gonna feel like you're playing like a action adventure game in wrestling. I want to see what that looks like. I feel like if that is the change of angle of playing a game, could be almost feel like a brand new game, and that could be really exciting. So overall, I feel like they should have shown more. They should have visually shown us more trailers, more gameplay, more of everything, instead of just having it all just in writing. But it's just day one of the reveal. We're less than 2 months away, so they have time. I am hopeful, but so far, if you would ask me, am I buying this game? No. I think I'm happy with 2K24. But if they just show me that third-person gameplay, if they show me a bit more of the universe upgrades, they could convince me to go for it. So I'd love to know what you guys think. Are you planning on buying any of the WWE 2K25? Whether it be the standard, the Deadman edition, which he's going to be in the game. There's no way they're going to take Undertaker out and put him as a... Oh, man, I mean, they could. or the Bloodline edition. In case you guys don't remember... Standard Edition, March 14th. And if you get the Deadman or the Bloodline, you get it a whole week earlier on March 7th for either one of these editions. So let me know in the comments, are you planning on getting it? Subscribe because we're going to talk more about this game and other stuff that's going to happen in video game world. And give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.